Hi there. So I'm just here to give you an update on the city's second homicide this year. The victim has been identified. We've contacted the family. Immediate family have been notified. He's been identified as Stanley Waite. He's a 32-year-old male from the Hamilton area. We have an accused under arrest. He's being charged with second-degree murder. He's also from the Hamilton area. His name is Devon Pastoric. He was arrested last night. So subsequent to yesterday, after investigators located the victim, he was located on Lottridge Street, the railroad tracks, just down by Lottridge and Barton. We are continuing to process the scene today. Our forensic unit has been there all day. A post-mortem is being conducted today. I'm not going to say the cause of death at this time, as the post-mortem is still being conducted. Investigators are down there. We're canvassing for video as well. And we're continuing to search for evidence, looking for witnesses' statements, and collecting video as well.
Are you able to say if the victim and the accused knew each other?
I can say that they knew each other for a brief time. This doesn't appear to be a stranger. They did become, I wouldn't say friends, but for at least a couple of days they knew each other.
Were they both living at the scene?
No, they were not.
I'm sorry, was the victim camped out, so to speak, at the scene?
The victim was camped out there. He had a tent at that location. There were also a few other tents down there. I wouldn't say there was a lot of people down there, but at least the victim and a few more others were down there.
And the person who's charged was not living there, I think.
Correct. He was not living there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you say whether the person who was charged actually went there for a purpose?
I could say that the person who was charged was there at the scene, yes. For what purpose, I'm not going to get into, but he was there. The victim was killed there.
Right. Was it on Lottridge Street, or was it what the tent factory?
It was on the railroad tracks. So on Lottridge Street, you head east along the railroad tracks about 100 meters in. On the south side, there's some businesses down there, and there's some tree coverage area with shade, and his tent was set up in the shade under a tree off the railroad tracks.
Any idea of a motive? Was it an argument between them, or some other reason?
At this time, all I'm willing to say is there was an argument, yes.
Have you located a weapon?
I'm not going to get into details of how he was killed, so I don't want to get into whether there was a weapon involved or not. The only person who knows how he died is the accused, and just for the integrity of the investigation, I just want to keep it that way. If other witnesses come forward because they know how he was killed, I'd like it to be a truthful statement from them rather than hearing it from the media.
How many people did you speak to? And can you tell a little bit about how you received the 911 call, perhaps?
Yeah, we received a 911 call about a possible deceased male down on the train tracks of Lottridge. Prior to that, the accused had come into the police station to confess that he did something and he thinks he might have killed somebody. So we started the investigation that way. We started searching the area. While we were searching the area, we received a call about a possible deceased male down by the tracks. It turned out to be this victim who the accused had talked about. So it started all forming together in that respect.
Drugs involved?
I'm not willing to get into that at this time.
You mentioned other people were camped out in the area. Were other people on the scene at the time?
We've interviewed several witnesses in regards to this that were coming down into that area. Yes.
This being the second murder in Hamilton this year, compared to other cities, that's pretty good. Any thoughts on that?
No.
Are you, Detective, are you able to describe the victim a little bit? You mentioned he's obviously homeless and 32 years old. From here, is there anything else that you know of him?
I'm just going to say this, that I've spoken to the family. They wish for privacy at this time. They're obviously very distraught and upset. He does have family members here in Hamilton. We have been speaking with them. He had been staying at their residence sometimes and at this tent. So I don't know his entire living conditions, but he had been staying with friends and family as well as the tent.
And just on the status of the accused, I'm guessing he made his first appearance today or this morning?
Yes, he did. Yeah.
And is there an next court date that you could?
I do not know.
Don't know that yet.
Looking at the scene this morning, Is the body still there, or is the body?
No, the body is at the Center of Forensic Science performing an autopsy today.
In terms of the autopsy, will it involve toxicology? Is that part of the?
That's all part of the
Question.
that's all part of the autopsy. They always do that anyway, and it'll be part of this.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
Just to, the timeline of this, the accused came into the police station saying he thought he might have killed someone. And then you got a 911 call and went to the scene of the crime?
The accused came into the police station, advised us of that information. We began a grid search of the area of where we thought looking for somebody being injured or possibly deceased. And then while we were doing that, within a short time, we got a phone call about a deceased body. And we went right over there. So, very short timeline.
Was this a situation where paramedics or ambulance would have treated the victim, or was
When police arrived, the signs of death were obvious. Officers and a coroner attended, and he was pronounced deceased.
And I'm not sure if are you looking to interview more people at this point, or do you feel like
We are. We're down there canvassing, and if there's more witnesses that want to come forward, Detective Shweha is the lead investigator. She's been receiving phone calls. There's still people to be spoken to. Yes.
as far as you know, are there still people living in that area?
I don't know. Okay. Thanks.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Sorry, I have just one.